My name is Dwight Tosh, and I am running for state representative for District 52. Tell you a little bit about myself. I spent 37 years with the Arkansas State Police. During those 37 years, 17 of them I was a troop commander, where I oversaw the day-to-day operations of a 9-county state police troop. I'm a graduate of the National Crime Prevention Institute out of Louisville, Kentucky. I'm also a graduate of Central Missouri State, where we covered every aspect of law enforcement you could imagine, ranging from preparing budgets to researching laws. I'm also a graduate of Northwestern University on high incident commands. I did receive a lot of specialized training while I was with the state police. I was a hostage negotiator. I was a SWAT team leader. I was the state police's first drug interdiction commander, and I also taught traffic law to the new recruits in the state police. Joan and I, my wife, we've been married for 44 years. We have 2 children. Our daughter is an attorney at law in Nashville, Tennessee. Our son is a lieutenant over the Criminal Investigation Division here in Jonesboro with the Arkansas State Police. Joan and I, we are blessed to have 4 wonderful, healthy, and beautiful grandchildren. My wife is also a retired educator, and she currently serves as the treasurer for the Craighead County Retired Teachers Association. If elected, I will stand by what I tell you that I'm going to do, and I will also stand by our principles. I truly believe that I've been put on this earth to serve, and I have a servant's heart, and I will serve with a spirit of service, which simply means we will do what is necessary to get the job done. Out here in the political arena, I hear so much about whether one's viewpoints are on the left or whether they're on the right, instead of whether a viewpoint is on the right or whether it's on the left. What about whether that issue is right or wrong? We need to start doing things that help the citizens that we serve instead of trying to promote some political agenda. And I do have some strong convictions. I'm pro-life. I oppose same-sex marriage. I believe in the free market and less government. I support the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms. And I will support legislation that supports a stand-your-ground law or the no-retreat law. I also support the death penalty. And believe it or not, I actually talk to some politicians out here that I run into that tell me that they support abortion, but then they say they can't support the death penalty. I'll let you figure that one out. But anyways, I oppose Obamacare, and I will continue to oppose Obamacare. I'm a strong supporter of education. And when it comes to teachers' insurance, I believe in the last session, all we did was put a Band-Aid on a major issue. Our teachers are a viable part of our society and our economy, and they need to be able to afford insurance. I mean, think about it. Every day we are signing people up on free insurance under Obamacare. We need to be able to reduce our teachers' insurance, and this is a problem that has to be addressed. I also believe that we need to stop listening to ACLU, and we need to start listening to God, and we need to put prayer back in our schools. I spent my career on the front lines of defense and protecting the Constitution. We must have elected officials that understand that their primary responsibility is to protect the rights of the people. When I was a state trooper, I took an oath that I would defend the Constitution, and I knew if I failed to perform my duties, that I would only weaken the very fabric of our society. And I want you to know that for 37 years, I defended the rights and the civil liberties of the people of this great state. But I also want you to know that I was honored that you entrusted me with such an awesome responsibility. And I also want you to know that I will serve with that same honor and courage in the House of Representatives. A vote for me will send a signal that the conservative voice will not be silenced. But I need your vote in the May 20th Republican primary so that I can carry our conservative voice into the general election on November the 6th. God bless you, and God bless America.
Our next speaker for Representative of District 52 is John Hutchison.
Before I get up to the well, I could talk all day long without writing these words, but I wrote these words last night, and I'm going to have to speak a little fast to say in the time allotted. So here we go. I am John Hutchison, a retired farmer and currently your state representative in District 52. I looked up the definition of a politician last night, and the number one said a person experienced in the art or science of government and actively engaged in conducting the business of government. Number two, a person primarily interested in political office for the selfish or other narrow, usually short-sighted reasons. If reelected, I will continue to help the average citizen, or what I call the underdog, to be a voice for those that don't have one, and take my word, the common person don't in Little Rock today. I will continue to bring attention to issues that are not only important to me, but are forthcoming in the next session, that dictate the future of our communities, that will affect our children and our grandchildren. Next session, there are huge stakes to lose, such as allowing Clean Line Energy to cross our state with the largest transmission line ever built in the United States today, a 3,500 megawatt power DC current. A line such as this should be stopped. My research tells me that it can cause brain tumors in our young children. It has been known to change flyway patterns of waterfowl that come down on the fall migration. This could devastate our area, and we would lose millions of dollars from it. This must be stopped. Not only will it devastate our duck hunting, it will reduce land prices 30% in some places. Duck hunting means millions of dollars to our state in economic, affecting small businesses in our rural towns. My passion and love for conservation and its natural resources, one being water, that is essential for our mere existence of life on this earth. The knowledge I have will be most beneficial to help rewrite our state's water laws that will affect the farming industry. The water tables are on a decline in parts of our state, and this will be dealt with in this next session. Also, the feds are trying to pose more regulations and even tougher controls on our private lands. The implication of the Critical Habitat and the Endangered Species Act, these issues will affect the 769 miles of rivers that flow through our state and has the potential to impact activities on 42% of Arkansas's surface acres. Yes, I oppose and voted against the funding of the private option in Arkansas, knowing the system, if implemented, should be set up as a captive insurance company, and later was, but it was the wrong business entity. In other words, a captive company is a self-insured company that reinsures the risk of its parent company. For instance, if I insure you for $1 million, you pay me that $1 million in a premium, you have $600,000 in losses, I pay you $600,000 for your claims. At the end of the year, if you are a regular insurance company, you have lost $400,000. If you are set up as a captive insurance, you don't lose that $400,000. You retain it through being able to deal with tax-free premiums. We should all be in an insurance business for ourselves. Like-minded people such as school districts paying up to $1.2 million in premiums could form associate captives and be self-insured their own company, re-insuring their own risks like EBD should be doing and is not. Hint, a possible fix to teachers' insurance. I will fight for my teachers. They need to be freed from burdens such as Common Core and excessive regulation and procedures imposed by bureaucrats and others. Children are our most prized natural resource. I introduced a bill that is into an interim study to allow the formation of public schools to have a two-way path to high school graduation. A student in the 8th grade could take a path through an ag or industrial-related course that might partner with a 2-year college so that so they could have a $50,000 paying job, or go through the traditional 4-year course. And with both of these, it would improve our high school graduation rate, which is an average 76%, and reducing the current level of a 52% post-remedial courses just to enter college. This type of school could stimulate our economic development, which equals jobs, helping education, just at the same time boosting our rural economy. It would also give us a better bang for our bucks, since we spend a staggering state and federal money of $5.3 billion on K-12. Education then would do what it really does best. It should teach all kids that knowledge builds character and hard work builds wealth. I promise you that by voting for me, I will continue to stand up for you and say what others don't have the guts to say or do. Because remember, I'm not just a regular or an ordinary politician. After 16 months in office, I can proudly stand here before you and say a politician runs for the next election, a statesman for the next generation, and his vote is not for sale. There is one that lives in between Harrisburg and Waldenburg on the Langell River, and he proudly represents the citizens of District 52, which is Craighead, Poinsett, Jackson, and Independence. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness still exist in our great state of Arkansas and the country we call America. With your help and vote, we will make communities and schools a better place to live and learn. I strongly believe that informed citizens are empowered citizens, and that matters. All that is required now is courage. But courage must not only come from me, it should come from you. Thank you, and God bless. And thank you. Thank you.
This time I'd like to introduce our next presenter, Vice President of Craighead County Farm Bureau, Josh Cureton.